anger is wild. Like, it grows and grows, and then you snap and do something you generally regret later. I don't think I've ever met anybody that responded in anger and later on was like, yeah, that was a good decision. I want to look at Joseph. You know the dude with the Technicolor coat? Don't worry, I'm definitely not about to start singing. But to look specifically at his brothers. Jacob, who's Joseph's dad, had 11 sons, the youngest being Joseph. Joseph was Jacob's favorite because he was a son he got in his old age. The dude was 90. Imagine having a kid at 90. Now, Joseph's brothers aren't pushovers. So their sister, I'm definitely not going to pronounce the name correctly. I'm going to say it's Dinah. This is how you spell it. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Okay. She was hanging out in the city with some other woman. When the prince's son of that city, so the prince of that city, his son, meaning Prince or Prince Junior, let's call him Junior. Junior was out and about and he saw Dinah. He saw her and he took her for himself, assaulting her. After the assault, he was like, I kinda love her. So he went to Jacob, her dad, and told him he wanted her for his wife. He then got his own dad, Hamor, to go and speak to Jacob about marriage. Some back and forth and an agreement was made that I'm sure Jacob's family will come and join in and live in the city, and this guy, Junior, will get Dinah, but one condition must be met. All the men in the city must get circumcised, which Hamor agrees to, and he gets it done. Then on day 3, when all the males of Saul, not even kidding, 2 brothers, Simeon and Levi, got their swords out and attacked. They unalived all the guys, including Hamor and Junior, then saved their sister from this man's house and got her home. Jacob hears about all this and he's like, great, you guys are making trouble for me. If these guys attack, we don't have the numbers to fight back and we'll be defeated. And Simeon and Levi, so proud of these guys, say, oh, what were we supposed to do? Let him treat her like this? I can imagine them dropping the mic and walking away, going to comfort their sister as best as they can. As Jacob's like, well, that's a fair response. This whole thing tells me, holy cow, these guys mean business. And man, they care about family. Family is the number 1 priority. You do not mess with them because you will come out second. These are good brothers to have. Now, Jacob was 90 when he had Joseph, and Joseph became the favorite child. We can totally go on a tangent about how the youngest is always the favorite, but let's table that topic for another day. Joseph is such a favorite that Jacob makes him a robe of many colors, a technicolor coat, a colorful jacket, a jacket that vibed, a jacket that was giving. Get the point? It was a colorful coat, and I can imagine not cheap to make. And then Jacob presents Joseph with this coat, but the other brothers don't get one. Really driving home the fact that Joseph is the favorites. Parents, please don't have favorites. It just causes problems. Now, Joseph is 17. He's his dad's favorite. He's got a really cool coat from him, and he's hanging out with his brothers looking after the flock. And something goes down, which made Joseph go and tell on them. At this point, Genesis 37 says, the brothers hated him and could not speak peacefully to him or a kind word to him. Note it says, not behind his back, but to him. And now he tells on them? I feel like this is just making the situation worse. And the more ticked off they're getting, the meaner they are. And the more Joseph tells on them, the more dad gets annoyed with the brothers and the more favorite Joseph becomes, and the cycle continues. Now, to add insult to injury, Joseph starts getting dreams and can interpret them. This is a gift that God has given him to be able to interpret the dreams. So it's a good thing, but severely lacking in wisdom and tact when telling others about it. He dreams he'll be above them all and they will bow down to him, and then he tells them because, well, they're his family, and so why not tell him? The brothers are like, you're kidding, right? You're not actually gonna rule over us, be above us, above dad? What, reign over us? Even dad Jacob got upset, but he put it in the back of his mind. But the brothers, well, they got more jealous, and I think it's safe to say more angry. Like, who is this kid? He's the youngest and now he's saying he'll be above them all and they're gonna bow to him? Like, sure, right, So cut to a bit later, and the brothers are hanging out. They see Joseph, who was sent by their dad to check on them. They see him coming towards the group, and they start teasing. Look, here comes the dreamer. Dude's got his head in the clouds. Ooh, better watch out, he's gonna rule over us. And as they're all teasing him and mocking him as he's coming towards them, the one says, hey, let's just unalive him. Throw him into one of the cistines and say that a ferocious animal ate him. Then we'll see what becomes of his dreams. Whoa! Okay, I would think the brother who just said that would be like, ha, lol, JK, kidding, funny, ha ha ha. But that wasn't the response. It kind of looked like the brothers were agreeing with his idea, entertaining the thought of this. These are the same brothers who got revenge because someone messed with their sister. And now their judgment is so clouded by anger and jealousy that they are seriously considering and thinking about unaliving their own little brother. So Reuben, one of the brothers, is like, no way guys, don't shed any blood, don't unalive him, just throw him in the cistine. The cistine is a hole where water is stored, but this one was empty, and leave him there. I'm sure the kid will learn his lesson and we can laugh about this later. Reuben was secretly planning on coming back to pull him out and probably just tell him to keep his mouth shut just until things cool down. Reuben disappears and Joseph gets to the group. I'm not sure where Reuben goes, maybe to get to the rope. While he's gone, the brothers grab Joseph, take his coat and throw him into the cistine. And then they sit down to have a meal. Their anger and jealousy has grown so much that they have thrown their little brother into a well, and while he's in there probably crying for help, they sit to have a meal.
I'm scared, guys, help me.
Oh, it gets worse. They see some traders who are headed to Egypt. Judah says, what's in it for us if we unalive him? Let's sell him. After all, he is our brother. After all, he is our brother. So let's sell him. How much hate do you have to say those words? So they pull him out and they sell him for 20 shekels. I can't even imagine all the emotions that Joseph went through. Being thrown in a well by his brothers. Maybe he was like, okay, well, they took my coat, so maybe I deserve this. Okay, when they pull me out, it'll be better. Or if he was like, I'm totally telling dad, which I mean anyone would tell on, but I feel this is a traumatic enough event to make some changes in behavior. But when they pull him out, I can imagine him full of tears, but like, you guys got me, let's go home and I won't tell dad. And then they hand him over to merchants who take him away. He must have just been shocked, maybe thinking it's a joke. I mean, they're brothers. There's no way they would do this to him. But the brothers don't stop the merchants. Joseph being taken away, probably crying, shouting for his brothers to help him, but they don't.
Where are they taking me? Where are they taking me? Judah, help me! Judah,
They watch him taken away while they count their cash. When Reuben gets back to the pit and sees that Joseph is gone, he tears his clothes. It's a visible sign of intense pain and anguish. He then finds the brothers, who still have Joseph's coat. How do you even process this? They sold their own brother all because they were jealous of him? Selling your brother is not the appropriate response no matter how jealous or angry you are. The brothers took the coat and tore it up. They put animal blood on it and took it to their father. To say Jacob was devastated is an understatement. He mourned the loss of his youngest, and I don't think he ever got over it. Imagine the sons watching their father knowing that they are directly responsible for his pain. Did the guilt eat at them? Did they feel regret? Did anybody want to tell the truth but they were stopped by the others? You can't tell him what we did. He's really devastated. Who knows what this will do to him? You can argue, well, that's what he gets for having a favorite. But that argument is weak, and it's not Joseph's fault he was the favorite. You can't control other people's emotions. Joseph is taken to Egypt, where he's sold again, later on accused of a crime he didn't commit and wrongfully arrested. Forgotten about in prison for years, until Pharaoh has a dream and someone remembered that Joseph could interpret dreams. What blows my mind is that years later, when Joseph met his brothers again, he forgave them. He just forgave them. He had all the right to be angry at them. They stole his life from him. Their jealousy and hatred had ruined his youth. He had missed time with his family. He could never get back. He could totally have become jealous. Jealous of the fact that they got to grow up with his family, spend time with their parents as they grow old, while he sat in jail. He could have easily been swallowed up by anger, and at the time of meeting them, he had the power to get revenge. change. He was, after all, at the top now, above them, and they were bowing down to him, just like his dream. He could have had them all arrested or seen executed, but he forgave them, saying, what they intended for evil, God used for good. That's some maturity right there. Anger and jealousy are some mean monsters, and once we let them get its claws into us, it becomes very difficult to get away from it while it poisons us, robbing us of life. And in turn, we live in regret, and because we live in regret, we get more angry, and the cycle continues. I don't know what you've been through or what you're going through, but don't let anger take over and rule your life. I'm not saying you're not allowed to even get angry. It's an emotion we have, and emotions are good, but work through it. Don't bury it. Work through it so that you can come out the other side like Joseph did, with life. Can you believe it's the end of 2024? That is absolutely crazy, but well done, we made it. If you like this video, let me know and click the like button. And also if you want to join my Discord server, because I have a Discord server, where there are very cool people, art stories, and just absolute chaos, but it's good chaos. Come join us, the link is in the description. I'll also post art there that I don't post anywhere else. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all the happiness to you and your family, and until next time, if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. Sorry Dad, I'm totally stealing that.